Welcome to our interactive segment. In today's interactive segment, we shall be looking at the Nigeria Sports Authority under Dr. Abubakar Dansoho administration since his appointment as the Managing Director of NPA in August 2024. By the way, we say happy 1 year anniversary to him. Doctor, we're proud of you. Congratulations. Now, what impact or achievements has he made or recorded so far, especially being someone that grew in his career from his youth service to do the analysis this morning in the studio with me here is a renowned media practitioner, journalist, and publisher of MMS newspaper and other conglomerate, Mr. Kingsley Anoroke. He's right here live in the studio. We're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. All right, let's fire on without waste of time. Uh, we are talking about NPA under Dr. Dansoho. What can you say about this man?
Well, thank you very much, Fabian, and my wonderful sister Ruth. Well, we'll have a lot to talk about MPA and current leadership. First of all, we need to give some credit to who I think deserve the credit. One is that leadership has to do with, they say leadership is continuing. They said so,
Mm.
but for me, metaphorically, you say leadership has to do with relay race. It's like a relay race.
Lyrics.
A relay race.
Okay, relay race.
To that extent, some people handed over the baton to him,
Okay.
and he has done so well.
Mm.
Under 1 year, he has held that very baton. Looking at what has come out of that place. And I need not mention the fact that before now, NPA used to be something that when it's talk about contract scandal, inconsistency, accountability, unaccountability, and so on. Now, it's relative stability. You have people who have run NPA transparently, with accountability, with focus. They've been working towards actualizing the 25 years, port master plan, okay, which emphasizes what? Sustainability, which is the running thing now. Talk about cyber security, we talk about automation. And don't forget, the IMO added what we call a green craft, okay, actualization fund. That is it. Now, to now go back to what concerns them really. In the last 1 year, okay, of course, like you rightly said, he's a product of NPA. He joined APA as a youth corper.
Mm.
And which, by that opportunity, he has been able to expose himself politically and what? Technically. Okay?
Mm.
So that opportunity has also added some value. You
Okay.
have 27-man leadership, management team in NPA. But what matters is direction. The man who guides is 27 men and happens to be himself. So he has brought the knowledge, brought the experience to bear. And of course, you just read about his effective, what I call effective maritime diplomacy.
Mm.
Okay? Before now, apart from when Hadiza was there in 2017, as she claims that, this man has gone as far as giving us more positions. We have him now as leader of the vice president of International Association of Port and Harbour. We also have him as uh, uh, president of Port Management Association of Western, Central Africa.
Central Africa.
Okay. We also have him as president, Pan African Association for Port Corporation.
Mm.
This is one man under 1 year. Tells you he has learned so much as chief of staff to minister, PA to successive, MP MDs.
Administrators.
You understand?
Yes.
So that tells you. So that has also added value in terms of ship traffic. Added value to also cargo throughput. Added value to transshipment of cargo. Okay, to neighboring countries. Okay, we also talk about. You just mentioned about his leadership was able to secure $1.1 billion for comprehensive Eastern Port development. Eastern Port, you know what it means? We have challenges there where you have some ports that to do with high station, some other ones are shallow waters.
Mm.
So that means with this opportunity, a lot, we're going to see a lot in the near future happening in the Eastern ports. Even though we know that amount may not be, enough to carry out all that. But to an extent, for the leadership to attract this, it means that it's been able to do a whole lot of work in terms of, collaboration, okay, engagement, and all that. Also talk about Nigeria attained 3.7 billion trade surplus. Of course, acknowledged by Nigeria Economic Summit Group. They did that. And that tells you that what are we talking about here? We're talking about diversification of the economy. And at this point in time, this man, under 1 year, has succeeded in the other good hands. He has been able to move it by 60%. We're talking about 1 year now. So you can imagine if giving like another 2, 3 years, 5 years, what will happen? So the important thing is that he is doing it as a man who has a focus and also has a good team, behind him with support. For some time now, we've not had friction in NPA. No contract scandal, no quarrels. Even if you have, they manage it. Okay? That is why one of the reasons we've been able to do so well reputationally, to be able to attract what? All the regional and continental position is holding today. Because when you're riddled with scandal and the rest of them, who will come and even talk about holding position? They'll see as a fraud. To that extent, I think it's a fair performance. Very fair. And if you ask me to score him, I will give him 65%.
Okay.
I know you will do that.
Thank you.
Considering the achievements recorded so far, which you have
Yes.
just enumerated.
Our listeners, you can call in on 0700 7000 977. 0700 7000 977. You can also call this number 091 625 71214. 091 625 71214. You can call in to be a part of the program. You can ask questions, you can make your contribution. Dr. Dansoho has done so well, and we congratulate him in all his achievements. So let's look at port efficiency, because to some extent, if the port is not doing well, those accolades will not come in the first place. So would you now say that the NPA is doing well in addressing delays in cargo clearance and port congestion to ensure faster turnaround of vessels?
Okay, for me as a person, I have a principle and a philosophy. I do not believe in 100%. And any human being who tries 100% means it's delusional. So as much as we have been able to credit him with some performances, there are some other areas we want you to look at. Talking about cargo traffic, we talked about that. We're not talking about performance. You begin to look at port performance indicators. You have areas where he has done well, you have areas where he has not done well. You understand? But that means that is why you have an administrator. He looks at where and where. Okay? That you are focused on achieving a 25 years plan doesn't mean that you don't have some lows. There could be some lows. You understand? When we begin to look at that, you discover that that's why they're working towards making sure that they increase all those. And those things are
At par.
yes, you understand. So there are some areas you could give in credit. There are some other areas where it's okay, this is low. And when we talk about begin to measure issue of ship turnaround time or some other things, your metrics may not be too, wonderful, but then it's also encouraging. Okay? So if I answer dry that, you asked 2 questions in one. Which is the other one again?
It's about port congestion.
Okay, port congestion. Okay, for now, well, from the layman understanding of port congestion, you could see that your roads to Apapa now is just you can walk there or drive there seamlessly now. Now you're talking about inside. Okay? If you notice that since the Lekki port became so efficient in a way, of course now they account for a good number percentage of cargo traffic and performance there. You have Lekki, you have One, you have Tinkan. These are the 3 key things that are really driving NPA when it comes about port performance today in Nigeria. So we have reduced sort of congestion on the road. Then inside, That is why we are talking about diversification. And NPA, they are found, they've been able to secure means. They are also driving towards making the Eastern Port work to be able to reduce concentration of activities in the Lagos for Western Port and go to the east. And they are working towards that. So they are conscious of all that. It's a case of balancing.
Okay, right now, because of the cost of clearing goods in Nigeria, some importers are diverting their products, their goods, their cargo to neighboring Benin Republic. What role can NPA do to reverse this trend?
Okay, first of all is that I think the particular port was designated by America and one other one again recently as a hub for them. I think America and Russia, thereabout. But if you notice that, let me specifically mention that NPA is already working towards that. The fact that they have shipment cargo traffic to neighboring countries rising from 136.5%, okay, from what it used to be, tells you this. I mean, they concerted effort being work in that direction. Before now, movement of cargo to the areas of, the landlocked country like Niger, Chad, Mali, and the rest of them was something very difficult. Some of us played role in trying to see how to encourage them, but now you can see what they're working on that. What that means is that we're becoming somehow competitive because if when you have Ghana, Temeport, and some other ones there, they used to be the one that grabbed the business. But now they are both competing now to have them. It means that something is shifting. It's a paradigm shift moving smoothly. So that's what it means. But we need to be more competitive because as it is now, when we talk about increase in trade, we're also talking about rising costs. Okay? But because when you have efficiency, sometimes drive costs up. So these are the things, they go hand in hand.
Interport.
Traffic management. Is it
Yes.
ship traffic?
Ship.
Ship traffic?
No.
Okay.
Truck accessing the port before it used to be a very big problem.
Yes.
Before
They brought in
into
yes.
yes. So how do you see it? And now there's a need for ETAG. What
Okay.
can you say about it?
Well, Eto, we all know, was a child of circumstance, and it came with its own challenges. But the important thing is that NPA, over time adopted, a policy of having a listening ear. So they keep, they've been dynamic in trying to solve that problem. So that's why now, even when they're talking about moving it to Lekki, some of us wrote and complained. So they keep, redesigning, working on them. So it's a continuous effort. You may not say it is yet to Huru. Okay? There is still pocket of challenges here and there. But it's expected. When a new concept comes in, it's expected. That is why sometimes we're like, let's have a model. From now, if that of Lekki takes up fully, even though I have my reservation because of the road, but because the experience we've gotten from this end will help us to model that better than we have here now. So it is not a guru yet, but it's a work in progress.
Thank you for coming on the program. It seems time is not too friendly with us, Ruth.
Yeah, but before we go, I would like him to give us a kind of a parting word, even to NPA MD, the areas you mentioned, some key areas, but just have a word for him before we go.
Okay, for the want of time, I want to congratulate the MP and the MD once again, but I also want to encourage him to also leverage his new effective maritime diplomacy to do things. And one of such things is that you should look for how to exploit collaboration to combat human trafficking by sea, stowaway, and sex and gender-based violence within the maritime domain. That seems to be on, rising now with statistics. So let's look at it, area. And then, not to cut you short, then please, we have problem with the bomb deep sea ports in the eastern side. So I encourage them to deploy their dispute resolution mechanism to address the bomb deep sea port politics. And then also encourage PPP at Uguta Lake with over 20 meters depth, a potential for another deep sea on the eastern ports. So thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I'm sure that NPA has taken note of all these suggestions, which will equally push us forward. I want to, by on this now, say a big thank you to our guest, Mr. Kingsley Anoroke, for coming to the program this morning.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I would say thank you to Fabian. Fabian,
Yeah, do have a pleasant weekend.
Henry is also here,
Yeah, have a good weekend.
and Rani.
Have a nice weekend.
And from me, Ruth Sunday is have a wonderful weekend. God bless you. See you same time next Friday.